and good evening, good afternoon to anyone and everyone watching today. We have another update and it seems to be a controversial one. It will affect everyone in the Philippines and anywhere in the world. We will be talking about the visa bond pilot program. It came out yesterday, and there are some things that needs to be discussed, and it will be implemented in August 20. So there are changes that's happening as we move along, reaching that date. And for those who have any intentions or planning to apply for a tourist visa, B1, B2 visas, they will be affected for this for the full year from August 20 to August 5 of next year. So we will be discussing this morning the what does this mean? What is the effect? How will this be done? And most especially, how much will it cost? That's a very important part. So for this morning, my name is Attorney Pam, and I have with me Attorney Jane, and we will be discussing with you the updates, the changes, and the fees.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Attorney Pam, for the introduction. Yes, it's high time that we have to do this emergency blog to explain and dispel some panic reactions regarding this so-called visa bond pilot program so that at least we can explain to you in detail who, what, who, where, when, and who will be effective in the first place, and when will it take effect, and what are the repercussions of the ban that the U.S. government is trying to implement in this pilot program. So before everyone else panics, let's discuss and tackle one by one the important provisions that will be affecting everyone who will be coming to the US to use a B1, B2, or a tourist or business visa, non-immigrant business or tourist visa for that matter.
So there are a lot of changes that might happen only for a year. So this is limited to 12 months only. So yung duration nito po is only for 12 months. Hindi ito i-implement na indefinitely or ko-continue ito as the years move along. Limited nga lang only for 1 full year. Ngayon, kung may plano kayong mag-attend ng World Cup next year, mag-apply na kayo. Kasi hindi natin alam kung ano yung mga requirements na idadagdag as the months progress leading to World Cup. Yon. So the World Cup is in May of next year. So it is included, it's within the full year, 12 months. So for those countries na pipiliin ng Department of State to be included, yan yung mga countries na baka merong na bond. So magkano yung bond depende po. So ano yung effectivity date nito? So August 20 hanggang August 5. So yung World Cup nandyan sa May. So included 'yon. Kung mag-a-attend ho rin kayo ng mga kasal dito or mag-a-attend kayo ng graduation, rest assured po, included din po if you're going to use a B1 and a B2 visa. Yan. Okay, so limited lang siya sa B1 at B2, hindi kalakip yung mga student visa or yung mga spousal visa, fiancé visa, hindi po. B2 at B1 lang. Yon.
Yes, at least narrowed down na bago pa magpanic yung iba na mag-a-apply ng visa. So again, just like what Attorney Pam has said, this will just be the visa band for B1, B2 visas or those who are applying for tourist or short-term business visa, non-immigrant visas, particularly for tourist or business purposes.
Yan. Oo. As of now po, yung countries na covered, na nakalista ngayon, is yung Zambia at saka Malawi. Yung countries na ito, effective August 20, meron ng if they will apply for tourist visa, meron na silang magbabayad ho sila ng bond. Magkano yung bond po? Depende ho yan. So yung minimum po is 5,000 US dollars. Ulit po ha, US dollars po ito. Yung maximum po is 15,000 US dollars. So may mga requirements po dyan kung bakit 5,000, kung bakit 10,000, kung bakit 15,000 ang hihingiing bond. Yan. So far po, 2 countries pa lang po. Hindi pa naka-include doon yung Pilipinas. Pero,
Yay!
there is, yehey! So, pero, there's a pero part. Baka i-include siya kasi marami ho sa ating kababayan na mahilig mag-overstay at mag-TNT. Baka
TNT.
i-include ho tayo doon. Hindi ho natin malalaman kasi yung nakasaad doon sa sa law nila doon na bago is mag-a-add ho sila ng countries as the months progress po. So within the 12 months, they will add countries na aside from Malawi and Zambia, dadagdag sila. Pero bibigay ho sila ng 15 days na notice before mag-take effect yon. So ngayon, wala pa. So i-announce pa nila kung i-include nila yung Pilipinas at saka mag-take effect yan after 15 days. So, sa lahat ng mga kababayan natin na may planong mag-apply na ho kayo. Huwag nyo na hong antayin. So, yan. So, that's another tip from us. And then, ang kaibahan nga lang ng ano nito, ng type ng visa na ito is single entry lang ho ito. Okay? If Philippines is included po sa bond at magbabayad ho tayo ng 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000 US dollars, single entry lang ho yung visa na ibibigay. Yung effectivity po is only 3 months lang. So dapat aalis ho kayo ng Pilipinas, papasok ho kayo sa US, pasok nyo po, yung duration po or ano yung length of stay ninyo dito sa Pilipinas is only for 30 days. Yan po.
Maximum.
Maximum na yan. Oo. So yan.
For this particular entry na
Mm-mm.
may bond. Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit, Attorney Pam, why
Mm-mm.
people might be wondering bakit at ano ang dahilan at ano ang purpose ng US government into implementing this visa ban. So, first and foremost, itong ating visa ban authority of the consular officers to require posting of visa bans has already been an existent rule, although hindi lang siya na-implement ng ganun ka-strict in the past administration. So, under the Immigration and Nationality Act, as amended, it authorizes the consular officers to require the posting of a maintenance of status and departure band, or in short, yung visa band, by an alien applying for a business or tourist visa, which is the B1, B2. So what is the purpose? The purpose of the bond is to ensure that you will go home to your home country upon the expiration of your allowed stay on that particular tourist and business visa. So those, or while you are in the US, you were able to change status to another non-immigrant visa, which could be either in entrepreneurs or student visa, or it might have happened na nakapag-adjust kayo ng status on a family-based visa, but definitely kailangan right after nung expiration ng inyong allowed na stay on that tourist visa, kung hindi kayo nakapag-change status to another valid visa, you have to be already at home in your home country by the expiration. Dapat nakalabas na kayo ng US. Otherwise, yung bond na ni-require sa inyong ibayaran nyo, i-post nyo when you applied for the tourist or visitors visa na business, is mafo-forfeit in favor ng US government. Hindi na ibabalik sa inyo. So yung minention na Attorney Pam na 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000 depending on how high risk you are in overstaying in the US, they will never return to you anymore if you overstayed and you violated the 30-day allowed period of that particular visa.
Totoo yan. So medyo masakit-sakit yan kung inutang mo lang yung pera na hihiramin mo lang yung 5,000 or 10,000, may utang ka na pag nag-overstay ka. I think siguro, Attorney Jane, the purpose of the US government is to deter talaga ng overstay. ng mga
Yes.
mga tourist kasi they have already pinpoint yung mga countries na yan na binibigay ng Department of State. These are countries na predetermined na nila na mataas talaga yung overstay at violation ng tourist visa. So that's the reason why not we are sana hindi mangyari na ilalagay diyan yung Pilipinas, but we can
Yeah.
never tell. Oo, we can never tell. Yun lang.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with that, Attorney Pam, and I think maybe because as commonly known then for others who have been
mm,
coming back and forth to the US, some abuse the tourist visa privilege by
yeah,
using
oo.
it as a vehicle to enter the US, and then they don't go back anymore. Then they start working without
Yeah.
any work permit, which is actually the um highly important reason that the US government is implementing this visa ban, because we have our own vehicles, immigration visas, and the type of um, work permits that we have for those who want to work in the US. So it would also be unfair for these people who went through the rigorous process of applying for a work
Mm.
visa or an employment authority na yung mga tourist visa, they come in here and then they work without any permit. So it harms the economy as a whole dahil it harms the labor force, and at the same time it harms the integrity of the immigration procedure when people abuse the tourist visa privilege.
Oo. So for this tourist visa, Attorney Jane, effective siya for 30 days, pero you can extend naman. You can extend naman the visa and then you can change naman to a different visa category. Allowed naman 'yan. Kaya lang, you have to shift while your visa is still valid. Must be timely filed. Hindi ho kayo pwedeng mag-file nito na tomorrow or bukas deadline na or end date mo na,
Right.
ika-30th day mo na bukas. Hindi ho yan pwede. Kasi po, kailangan valid yung reason nyo for the transfer or the change at valid din yung reason nyo for extension. So that boils down kung mag-o-overstay ka ba o mag-forfeit ba yung ano mo, yung 15,000 mo. Let's just say po na 5,000, doon tayo mag-stick sa minimum. Na 5,000 mo, ma-forfeit ba or hindi. So, yan, those are the questions that, you have to figure out for 1 full year. So you have to readjust yung mga plano nyo. Kung if you're planning to shift to a student visa, I would probably, siguro Attorney Jane, I would recommend na ipo-postpone mo na for the time being. Aantayin na lang nila na mag-lapse yung tawag nito, yung 1 year before they can switch. Huwag hong sagarin na baka kakapusin kayo ng time at mag-out of time siya, yung 5,000 niyo, sayang naman ho yun. Yan. Pero
Yes,
kung
or on the other side, they can also prepare ahead of time yung planning
oo,
nila. Yung
mm,
they have to be able to allocate the time frame of what they wanted to do next. I
mm,
mean,
mm,
within
mm,
the US. For example, if you want to ultimately study in the US, you already have to research ahead of time alin dun yung mga schools na gusto nyo, or you could even apply ahead of time so that if you are
mm.
privileged to come on a student visa, on a tourist visa, I mean, you will have enough time within the 30-day period since you arrive on a tourist visa to facilitate the change of your status from a tourist to a student. But I would highly recommend that you do the expedited processing, because with all these delays in the USIS,
Mm.
even expedited processing, you might have a risk of running over your allowed stay kung ma-delay yung approval ng student visa nyo. So what's the bad result if you have applied for an change or an extension, and then the issuance ng either approval or denial is after na ng inyong allowed stay sa inyong tourist visa? Well, it will be nice if na-approve yung change or extension ninyo, then there's no problem. But if you get denied on your extension or change of status from the tourist visa to another non-immigrant or immigrant visa, then you have already incurred an overstay, which could
Yeah.
result to your bar from coming back to the US. So it's very dangerous to just say na may mga iba tayong mga kaibigan and mga kakilala that they would say like, it's all right kasi I already filed an extension, pero they filed it like 3 days before ng expiration ng tourist visa nila. So you have to pray harder that you will be approved, because otherwise on the fourth day from the time you filed, you already is incurring overstay, which is a reason for you to
Forfeit na yan.
be, you to be barred from coming back to the US. So it's highly delicate na you don't miss going back home until the deadline ng inyong allowed stay.
And I would also siguro recommend na rin o sasabihin na lang natin na kung may plan talaga kayo na mag-student visa application na lang ho kayo. Huwag nyo na hong don't apply for a tourist visa, get the bond, and then mag-shift kayo sa student. Mag-student na lang ho kayo kasi wala hong bond yung student eh. So,
So
you might
far,
as well
wala pa
apply.
ngayon.
Oo. So, it's only limited to a tourist because yung purpose ng tourist is really to go around and tour. Hindi naman ho yung purpose niya on the onset, ay, mag-prepare na ako kasi pagdating ko doon, mag-shift ako for student visa. Hindi ho yan pwede. It's a violation po. Kasi yung intention po ng visa is intended for a tour, intended to go places, visit family and friends, see whatever you want to see in the US. Not to prepare and shift to a different visa category. It's not going to be okay. And most of the times that is not excused kung the agents or the USCIS felt na yung intention mo on the onset or prior to coming here is really a different intention than that of a tourist visa. So they will not approve you. So ang ending ho niyan, mafo-forfeit nyo ho yung pera nyo. So hindi nyo makukuha.
Just to clarify, yung B1, B2 visa, which is the business aspect of the visa, you can also use it as a vehicle, as a means to coming to the US. If you can tell the US immigration officer, the consular officer that, hey, I've been contemplating of wanting to study, but I want to check it out first. If that university or that campus is how I wanted it to be, it will fit my need. Then you can come on a temporary visit. It could be considered as a business visa because it's related to your, business affairs. And then eventually you can shift to the student visa. And it's good that Attorney Pam clarified that you have to be truthful about your intentions when you apply the visas, because it could lead to your allegations of misrepresentation, and which also requires, which will also cause you a lot of eventually denials kung ma-backtrack kayo that you have been representing on your visa applications.
Oo. So, going back kung ano yung mga additional new things na nangyayari under this program, So, if the country is selected po, that the country is susceptible to overstaying or visa violation of the tourist visa, they will be required, or the applicants will be required to enter into a predetermined airport. Hindi ho pwedeng mag-enter kayo kahit saan. Meron hong airport lang na pwede kayong pumasok doon. Through those airports, you can enter sa US. Hindi ho pwedeng mag-enter kayo ng Hawaii or mag-enter kayo ng Florida kasi wala ho sa listahan doon. So, as of now, the Department of State only limited 3 airports. So, subject to change yan. They are saying na baka i-rolling nila na mag-change kung saang airport. So, you just have to be mindful of that. Kung included na yung Pilipinas, we will update you again na eto na tayo, nandito na tayo. If we're not included, then that's good. But if we
you
are...
can fly to anywhere.
Yeah, oo. So, kung included yung Pilipinas, we will have to check the airports kung ano yung nakalagay o nakalaan sa atin na doon tayo papasok. So those are the new rules kung saang airport. And then we will go, paano ba attorney makakancel yung yung ban? If paano ba kung kung nakabayad ka na tapos nag-change mind ka na hindi na lang ako mag-travel. Pwede ba yun? Ika-cancel ba yun? Pwede siguro
Yes,
yung ban.
there are several reasons that the ban can be canceled, meaning it will no longer be required after you pay, and then the government will return it to you. So what are the reasons that the bond that you gave when you applied will be given back to you full? So number one is the applicant did not violate the visa and left before the I-94 expires. So meaning you went ahead with your visa after it was approved. You came to the US, you stayed not more than 30 days, and then you went back to your home country. So the bond will be canceled and you will get your money back. Or the other instance is that the applicant files a timely extension and change of status, and it is approved, and then complies with the new status and leaves the US before the I-94 expires. Just like what we have mentioned before, after you arrived here in the US, you have some opportunity to change to another non-immigrant status, visa, or status or immigrant status, depende sa circumstances ninyo. So, the bond, when will the bond be canceled? Upon change status nyo or upon pagbalik nyo ulit sa Pilipinas when your I-94 expires? It will be given back to you once you leave the US after that new visa that you have. So, kung nag-study kayo nag-change kayo sa student visa, your bond will be given back to you after you go home after your student visa validity, which is the duration of status of your studies in the US. And then the other one that it will be canceled is you applied for a visa, you paid for the bond, but you did not eventually travel to the US. So they will return it to you because it did not serve the purpose of your being secured that you're leaving the US. The another thing is the applicant's visa application is denied after the bond is posted. So this happens when during your interview, for example, the visa officer said, I think you have this applicant has a high risk of overstaying in the US, so I'm going to require a bond. So after that when they went through the records after the requirements you gave, they still decided to deny you despite of the bond that you posted. So they will just cancel it again and give it back to you kasi wala kang tourist visa dahil it was denied. And then the other one is the applicant is denied entry by the CBP. Yes po, even if you were granted your tourist visa or business visa, even if you posted your bail, pagdating nyo dito sa US at the entry airports that Attorney Pam specified that allows this 30-day period you're staying in, you could still be denied entry. So pagdating nyo, the officer at the airport before you enter the US territory will say, "Oh, I don't think you're qualified to stay on a tourist visa. I don't believe what you're saying." So they could still send you back home. So once you arrive back home, then your bond will be canceled. You can take it back in full. So Attorney Pam, so that was the cancellation. So when, on the other hand naman, will the bond be forfeited? This is
Yan.
the
Yan
medyo
yung,
masakit-sakit din ito.
oo, masakit ito kasi nagbayad ka na nga, hindi mo pa makukuha yung refund mo in full. That's another thing. So, if the applicant violates the status, ibig sabihin, kung tourist ka dito at nagtrabaho ka, that's a violation. Okay? So, wala kang authorization, nagtrabaho ka, so ifo-forfeit nila or kukunin nila o hindi mo na ma-refund yung pera mo na bond mo. So, you cannot take it back. The other thing is, kung nag-file ka ng extension or change of status, tapos, pag-file mo, nag-file ka malapit sa expiration date, you have to understand po na kung mag-file ho kayo, yung mailing date ho is included sa counting. Kailangan kasi ho, the date na na-receive ng USCIS is the date kung kailan kayo nag-file. Ngayon, kung nag-file kayo at email nyo one day or overnight at hindi nakaabot sa USCIS, hindi ho kayo naka-file on time. And then because of that po, so the bond will be forfeited. Hindi nila isusoli sa inyo yung pera nyo. And at the same time, kung nag-file na rin ho kayo, pero yung reasons nyo po is not a very good reason, unexcused, so they will also deny you. So you cannot also get your bond back. Hindi mo naman makukuha yung pera mo ulit. And the other thing is, nag-extend or you have stayed in the US for more than what is indicated sa I-94 nyo. You have to remember po, you have to be mindful sa date ng I-94 nyo. It's the make and break document, kumbaga, kasi doon nakalista kung kailan dapat kayo wala sa US. So, hindi ho ibig sabihin na kung kailan kayo last day sa US, hindi ho yan. Kailangan ho, wala kayo rito at that particular date. Hindi ho last day yan ha. Kailangan on that end date, wala ho kayo rito. So, you have to leave a day ahead of that. So, ibig ho sabihin yan, hindi kayo mag-overstay a day or half a day. Overstay na ho yan. Pag lumampas na. So that means that they could forfeit your bond for that. And the other thing is, yes, you filed an extension timely, pero na-deny ho naman. Yan yung yung kiwento ni Attorney Jane kanina na nag-file ho naman ako on the 20th day, may 10 days ho naman ako kasi hindi nyo naman in-expedite. O, pagdating doon, it might take the USCIS siguro kasi yung extension ngayon or change of status, it takes around 5 months na minimum pa yan eh.
Yung hindi expedited, yung regular
Hindi expedited, oo. So, pag lumabas na deny ho kayo, di overstayed na ho kayo, the fact pa rin ho is, nag-overstay na nga kayo, kukunin na nila yung pera nyo, hindi na isusoli, may bar ho pa kayo kasi beyond 6 months na eh. Meron ng bar, meron ka pang hindi pwedeng kukunin na pera. So, double whammy na yan. And then the last thing is, kung na-deny nga siya, kailangan mong umalis ng US within 10 days upon denial. Yan. So, I would recommend siguro na you have to be mindful if Philippines is going to be listed as one of those countries. We will again discuss later on what are the tips, what are the proactive measures that you should do ahead of time to make sure that all of this is properly managed. Kasi po kung masaya na ho tayo, nag-attend ho tayo ng kasal, magpunta ho tayo sa beach, makalimutan natin, ay hala, aalis pala ako in the next 5 days. Kailangan umalis ako in the next 5 days. So those are the preparation and prep work po. Anyway po, this is good for 12 months. Kaya lang po, there is a caveat dito na once na included ho kayo sa program ng government for the bond, it will continue even if na nag-expire na yung period until na mag-expire yung I-94 nyo or ma-cancel yung bond or magkakaroon ho kayo ng violation. So it can go beyond the 1 year. Hindi ho yan automatic na mag-cut yan after 1 year. As long as you are in there, it will continue because you are subject to the bond. It will continue until the expiration of your visa na ibibigay for your I-94. So those are the new rules. Hopefully hindi yan a-apply sa atin, Dami pa naman natin na tourist visa na pumupunta dito. Oo.
Sana naman, oo. Sana naman wag. I hope that there will still be more countries that are like abusing the tourist visa more than the Filipinos do. Para we go at the bottom sa priority nila and unahin nila yung mga mas abusado sa tourist visa natin. And I'd like to emphasize also yung sinabi ni Attorney Pam sa I-94. There's a common misconception that when the tourist visa is given to you, particularly, for example, in this situation where they said you have 30 days, but the 30 days is the maximum of your supposed allowed visa to stay as a tourist. However, remember when you arrive at the immigration office, booth at the airport, that officer also has the discretion to just limit until when you would be staying.
Yeah,
And then yan yung
totoo yan.
nakalagay sa I-94. So for example, you might be confident na my visa is until 30 days. So I still have until end of the month. If you entered, example, August 1, I can still enter until the end of August. However, you did not take a look at your I-94. Yung I-94 mo, dyan nakalagay yung tatak ng tawag nito, ng officer sa airport kung hanggang kailan kanya lang gusto nandito sa
Mm.
US. So it might happen gusto niya 10 days ka lang dito. So you have to
Yun,
take a
oo.
look at your I-94 kasi pag lagpas mo ng 10 days, overstay ka na. So that's what
Mm-mm.
attorney say. It said that attorney Pam is saying that your I-94 is your make or break of your validity of your stay here. So don't overstay your I-94. Take a look at it.
So, kadalasan kasi, yung a good example niyan, yung sinasabi ni Attorney Jane, ang current na binibigay ngayon for tourist visa is usually the length of stay is 6 months. Usually, yan yung maximum na stay. Ngayon, if you are a visiting husband, may nakatatak din dun na visiting husband ka, linilimit ho yan. So there is a limit. So hindi ho lahat ng tao na tourist visa, 6 months automatic. Meron ho yung duration, depende ho kung kailan or magkano yung ibibigay nila sa'yo. So, for safety purpose doon sa, if you are watching right now, take a look at your I-94. You can check it online. You just have to Google search I-94, put in your information sa passport nyo to check how long and how long is the duration of your stay. And pay attention to the last day. Dapat wala ho kayo dito on that last day. Hindi yun ibig sabihin na nandito kayo, tapos the next day pa kayo aalis. So, yan. So, sometimes it's a precaution na sinasabi namin na wala ka dito pag sinasabi na August 7 yung last day mo. Bukas, August 7, hindi ka na. Wala ka dapat dito sa US. Nakalabas ka na. Yan lang. Mm-mm. So anyway, so
Okay,
that
yeah,
is...
so that's a good point that you should leave the day
Mm.
before the date of your allowed stay on your I-94. That's the emphasis there.
Mm.
So let's do a wrap up para dahil marami tayong diniscuss. So first and foremost, ano ang effectivity of this visa bond program na tourist visa? So number one, it's only single entry. So
Yeah.
pag nalista ang Pilipinas, for example, wala po tayong maasahan na multiple entry dyan in the
True.
meantime during the 1-year period ng pilot program. And then second, your visa, your tourist visa is valid for 3 months from the date of issuance, meaning you have to leave and go to the US within 3 months from the date of the issuance of your visa. And then third, it is only valid up to 30 days from the time you arrive in the US. 3 days po yun na tandaan nyo. Wag po kayong ma-confuse. And then, okay, so with all these uncertainties coming up and with this pilot program starting on August 20, Attorney Pam, what is your recommendation for those who want to enter and apply for a tourist visa?
Yeah, if you really want to watch that World Cup this coming May, I would recommend start applying now kasi they will gradually add countries to the list. So it's much better to apply early para your scheduled interview will also be early. You will not be required for a bond yet. Para na, do a preemptive action for this. If your country is already included, you only have 15 days to prepare, and that's short of a time. Wala kasing the problem here with this rule is wala kasing reckoning period . Kailan ba magte-take effect ito? In what stage ba ng application? Is it from the onset, from the time you apply, or is it at the time na i-interviewin ka? So it's not clear kasi it's developing pa as the days goes forward. So there are a lot of changes here and there. I think the Department of State will come up with the rules, USCIS or the ICE will also come up with the rules na rin. So it's developing as we move forward. Same with the countries, list of countries. And then kung kung 5,000, ano yung grounds. Kasi in this rule, kung magkano yung babayaran mo from 5,000 to 15,000 depends on the totality of your circumstances. So which means ano yung saan ka magbibisita, ano yung employment mo, ano yung tawag nito connections mo. Yung kung minsan they limit or they put it sa 15 na bracket na 15,000 kasi marami kang connections dito and there is a possibility that you will overstay kasi ang dami mong pamilya dito . So you will be moving from one relative to another. So that's the purpose na that they are also looking into. So those are the the things that they can consider as to the amount. Yan. So, ang amount po, ulitin natin ha, ang amount is from 5,000 to 15,000. Depende ho yan sa capacity or your intention or the circumstances surrounding your application. The consular officer will be the one to determine that. Yan. Okay? So, as to the kailan makakancel yan, so we have uulitin ho namin ha, the applicant should not violate the rules and leaves before the expiration of the I-94. So, makakancel yon. So, isusoli yung pera sa inyo or makafile siya ng extension or change of status or hindi siya makatravel. Within those 3 months, hindi niya magagamit yung tourist visa niya, ika-cancel din yon. Or pagpasok niya sa US, sasabihin ng CBP, yung agent sa airport mismo na hindi ka pwedeng pumasok. Kasi po, iba ho yung admission. Admission is different from acquiring a visa. Yes, you can have the visa, but it's up for the CBP to admit you. Yan. So, depende ho yan. So, hindi magte-take effect yung ban kung hindi ka naman i-admit dito. So, uuwi ka ng pabalik ng Pilipinas. So, that's one of those. And then, yung ano yung Attorney Jane, yung hindi nila pwedeng makuha yung pera nila. That's the important part. Yan.
Oo, ulitin natin ha, mafu-forfeit, meaning kukunin na ng gobyerno yung binigay nyo na bond, yung 5,000, 10,000 or 15,000. Ito yung mga sitwasyon. These are the specific situations where the government of the US will no longer return to you your money that you posted as a bond. So, number 1, you violated your tourist visa condition by working without authorization dito sa US. The number 2, you applied for your extension of your status or change of status after the 30 days that you were allowed to stay as a maximum stay in the US, or the extension or change of status that you applied for did not have any valid reason and it was denied. So, and then the third is you remained in the US after the expiration of your I-94. So remember, I said it could be a different day from the 30 days allowed in your tourist visa. It might be shorter. So take a look at your I-94. Kung ano yung maximum date doon of your valid stay, you have to leave the day before. That's the safest. And then number 4 is you filed an extension within 30 days and you also got denied and you failed to leave within 10 days from the denial of your extension or change of status. Okay? So those are the very important times na you could not get back your visa bond anymore. And then also one thing I wanted to, I would highly recommend for those who are not yet in the listed countries, before the USIS will release again, the Homeland Security will release again the list of new countries. If you really have to come to the US, apply immediately, just like what Atty. Pam is saying, and make sure that you have also a return ticket already so that you don't miss the opportunity to go back home immediately, because you might meet some circumstances na yung budget mo pala for return ticket kulang, so wala ka ng pambili, and then you'll have to be overstayed, diba? So it's a matter of logistics that you prepare ahead of time. And also, for those who really does not have to come here due to family occasions na talagang within the 1-year period ng pilot program, I would suggest that you just postpone muna applying for your tourist visa. If you just want to go to Disney or other places na you want to see Niagara Falls, and it's not really activity specific, yung purpose ninyo, I would recommend na you postpone muna. That way, you might still have the opportunity to get a multiple entry visa rather than just a single entry visa. Right now, we are still safe. Those who are coming from the Philippines, I mean, Philippine nationals, you are still okay. I still believe na you can still file. So, question is, Attorney, when will we know kung included na yung Philippines sa visa ban pilot program.
Oo.
Attorney Pam, paano natin malalaman at kailan magti-take
That's
effect if ever nabanggit na yung Philippines?
that's a very good question because we'll never know unless it's posted. So we will
Okay.
keep checking it from time to time. Siguro yung iba, if you are really planning to come here, you might check it daily kung meron silang postings. But as far as I know, kasi yung requirement nila, they require that there has to be a 15-day notice before it takes effect. So chances are they will be posting siguro may gap yan may time gap yan just to give some notices sa iba. But again, we do not really know kung ano yung kung kailan. So kung paglabas doon, it's only a notice that, hey, the next 15 days, we will already implement this. So pag nakalabas na yung pangalan ng Philippines, we still have 15 days yon to process that. So if you really don't feel, siguro, another tip siguro, Attorney Jane, if you have already filed at lalabas yung Philippines, I would cancel or withdraw my application. Kung ganun na rin na you're not so sure of coming here or something na ayaw nyo magbayad, that could be also another strategy to do, or mag-antay na lang talaga kasi sayang yung application fee mo at application fee ngayon, ang nagkaiba lang is yung bond. So, at saka single entry lang yan, which means na if they give you this visa under a bond, mag-a-apply ka rin ulit for the next one. Yan. So, expenses naman ho yan, travel time ho naman yan, especially kung nandun ka sa south of Philippines that you have to travel and get a hotel and do interview just to do that. So another expenses yan for the next other trips na mag-a-apply ka. So you have to think about the timing, you have to think about the expenses that you will be dealing with. And then yung bond nga, hindi naman basta-basta ho, yung 5,000, malaki ho yan sa Pilipinas. It's very big amount. So it's not going to be an easy in and out lang na So there's a lot of things to take into consideration when you decide on things. Pero kung meron talagang reason na very very strong reason, then that's the time ho that you have to, go through it. Pero as we recommend, kung may plano ho kayo for the next year, wala pa ho yung wala pa ho nakalista yung Philippines. You can risk it by applying earlier and get the interview earlier then to get a multiple visa. Oo.
Yeah, for those who really have like a family occasion that you cannot postpone, or someone is sick in the family, or it's just a family event that's once in a lifetime, and wala naman you don't have any disqualification, and you just really intend to stay within 15 days or 30 days at the most, then I would also encourage you to do it hanggang hindi pa napapublish ang Philippines as one of the countries that the visa ban pilot program will apply to. So assess your situation and whatever serves you best. But if you can postpone it and it's not an urgent activity that you need to do within this 1 year, from August 20, 2025 to August 5, 2026, you might as well just postpone applying to avoid the unnecessary stress and extra expenses. So with that, we will be mahaba na naman yung usapan namin, Attorney Pam, but there was a lot of things to discuss anyway, but we would surely come up again with another vlog if we need to discuss further details. And this is a fluid pilot program. They might have another update or implementing guidelines that we want to discuss with you, or if the Philippines will come up, we will surely do another vlog specific to Filipinos so that we can help you better. But in the meantime, we would like to say goodbye, and wherever you are in the world, have a safe and happy time with you and your friends and family, and good luck on your endeavors.
So before we go pala, last na paalala, if you're intending to apply for a tourist visa at hindi ho kayo sure, we can help you with that. We can help you assess your case, if you are okay with applications or not, or we could give you our recommendations. You just give our office a call or schedule for your free consultation po. So anytime, we can do that. So again, thank you for joining us this morning, noon, night, kung kailan nyo i-open itong vlog na ito or video na ito. So See you next time, and hopefully we have enlightened you in some way. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a good day or the rest of your night. Good night or good day. Bye.